Alright everybody, welcome to the stream. That was an ordeal. I don't know quite what was going on there. That just, well, it doesn't matter. But thank you everybody for joining again. I know it's been a while. Really just busy real life stuff coming in hot. So trying to get in this a little bit more frequently, but it's probably going to be pretty sporadic for the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping by June I'll be back on my regular schedule. But tonight we're hitting it. We're back in Mass Effect. What can I say? Crimson Desert kind of been usurped a little bit, I guess you would say. Yeah, just because I keep forgetting how good Mass Effect is, and then once you're playing it, you're like, oh, wow, okay, I get why I love this game. But I was kind of excited to hop on tonight, too, just to, I guess, talk some drama, because the quartering stuff is getting, like, really, really crazy. I'm not going to do a whole run-through of everything that's going on. All I can say is the Friday Night Tights drama that they've been pulled into now, really funny, and it's interesting to watch this whole thing happen. It's like I'm kind of studying this more from like a very academic sense, you know. I just feel like just gonna lower the volume a little bit. I just feel like what's happening to the quartering is so I guess you have to start, or you have to preface it with this. He definitely flagged the casino channel. He definitely made a phone call. He definitely got their channels deleted, the two of them. The Warski channel and the Casino Clips channel. I think if you are denying that, or you are of the opinion that didn't happen, I just don't think I don't think you've looked at all the evidence, or I feel like you don't want to look at the evidence because maybe you don't like the casino, maybe you really like the quartering, I don't know. All I can say is he definitely did it.
So how about it, Garrus? Is this better than C-Sec?
Oh, here we go, the band is back together.
Then
the bigger question then becomes, okay, so that's what quartering did, whatever. He's obviously having his employees, so that's Melody Mac and Hannah Claire, back him up. And I'm assuming it's under the threat of termination. So clearly Hannah Claire and Melanie can't countersignal him or even question what's going on without running the risk of essentially losing their jobs. More on that in a second. Then what's happening is, so they've basically become toxic, because what the wider internet is viewing is these two women, and Jeremy too, but these two women ostensibly are supposed to be super anti-censorship, pro-free speech, all that jazz. And they're now complicit in a censorious campaign by their boss because they're not willing or able to speak out against them. What's happened now is they've basically become radioactive because nobody really wants to associate with them because they're in the process of covering up and or co-signing on the censorship that their boss is doing. What really should have happened is Melanie Mac and Hannah Claire should have been able to come out and say, listen, what Jeremy was saying on Twitter privately and publicly was stupid. We don't know if he did the flagging or not, but obviously he created an environment where the flagging could happen. It did happen. It happened the way he said it would happen. And it happened to channels that didn't have strikes, and it should not have been banned. That's what they should have come out and said. They didn't. Now, you can assign whatever reason you want to that, but the bottom line is most people are going to say it's money. They're getting paid a lot of money. I think it's like $500 a show, whatever it is. It's six figures for both of them to do a show 3 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever their agreement is. What makes that especially odious for both of them in separate ways is Hannah Claire Brimelow's dad, Peter Brimelow, has basically been persecuted by the state of New York. Letitia James sued basically into the ground, or basically they've waged lawfare against him to silence him for his views, his political takes, racial views, whatever it is. But they've gone after him over his free speech. So the fact that she is standing by and letting this happen and not commenting on it looks really, really, really bad, especially for somebody whose family has been directly impacted by censorship and lawfare associated with it. Melanie Mack, it's bad in a different way, where she is always pushing the boundaries. She wants to say the slurs. She wants to do all the stuff. She tries to act like a badass, anti-SJW, whatever. She's also got like the super Christian convert thing going on. So she's reading Bible verses on a YouTube channel, basically condemning drunkards and liars and fornicators and masturbators and blah, 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 blah. All things that Jeremy Hambley has admitted to, and is on live streams, is on shows, is YouTube videos, doing all these things. Also, he's a drunk. She's not saying anything. She's not policing him. She's not speaking out against him. In fact, she's sweeping for him. So it makes her entire shtick, well, it makes her entire faith look like a shtick. It looks like it's not a serious thing, even though she tries to pretend that it absolutely is. And it's also like their big defense is that, well, you know, Jeremy turned his life over to Christ recently, whatever that means. So all that stuff was in the past. It's not all in the past. And people are just going after him because he's a religious person now. What's worse, though, is now Melanie Mack, instead of co-signing it wholeheartedly and basically being like, fuck the casino guys, I'm glad they got taken down, she's instead kind of playing this lukewarm game where she's saying the casino guys lied about her being uncomfortable at AmFest. And this is all lore that you can go to Kino Casino and look it all up. They got all the background. She was uncomfortable. She didn't want to go to the football. She didn't want to go to the bar with Jeremy to watch the football game and watch him get drunk and try to hit on her. So she basically mouthed for Hannah Claire to come to the football game with them, which she did. And Jeremy was rolling his eyes at that. So now she's kind of retconning that and saying, no, he's never made me uncomfortable. He's been my friend for a long time. In this case, I think we're talking 3 to 4 years. And he's been paying her for 2 to 3 years. So he's a boss and an acquaintance on the internet. What basically happened now is she went on Chrissy Mayer's show, and I don't know why, well, we'll get to that in a second too. And she basically feigned ignorance. She basically was saying, well, she hasn't looked at any of the evidence, she hasn't looked at any of the videos, she hasn't looked at any of the exposés. She's not listening to what anybody's telling her, presenting as evidence, because they've lied about her, going back to the football thing, and that's enough for her to dismiss everything out of hand. Really,
hey, I know you.
Really
Shepard,
stupid,
right? I was on Mindor during the Blitz. Saw you on the vids when you got your medal. You saved
disingenuous,
the whole colony.
lying,
Looks
basically.
like you have a fan.
I'm sorry, I just never thought I'd meet someone like you in person. My name's Lang, Officer Eddie Lang, Citadel Security. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. What are you doing down here in the wards? Anything I can help you with?
The bottom line is she is lying, and she made Chrissy Mayer complicit because Chrissy Mayer, for whatever reason, had her on. They were talking about this drama, but not really. And Chrissy Mayer basically played dumb. She acted like she didn't know what was going on. She had no idea what the drama was about. Nobody believed it. It's been going on for like a month now. The memes are all over the internet. It's all over her side of the internet. She's definitely seen the memes. A bunch of her compatriots on Friday Night Tights have commented on it, weighed in on it. The Quartering took shots at them a month or two ago. And, yeah, so she was kind of trying, I think, to sweep from Melanie. What I really think happened is I think the Quartering asked Chrissy to have Melanie on to test the waters and see how bad it really is. And it's bad. The detractors are now following Melanie around wherever she goes or pops up on the internet. They're following Jer around. They're following Hannah Claire Brimelow around because they basically committed the cardinal sin. Well, Jeremy committed the cardinal sin, but now he's got two accomplices with him, which is he false flagged a channel. Somebody was criticizing him. He couldn't make drama out of it. He was getting blown out in the replies. They weren't letting him engage. They weren't letting him run his little operations on them. And he decided to flex a muscle that he threatened, said he had, and apparently did had. So now what's happened is they are toxic. Melanie is toxic. Quartering is toxic. Hannah Claire Brimelow is toxic. And they're going to continue to be toxic basically until Jeremy admits what he did, apologizes for it, and then tries to move on. So the Chrissy Mayer thing now has spiraled because she did such a bad job, basically feigning ignorance, acting like she didn't know what was going on. Brittany Venti wanted to come on the show to explain what was happening because Chrissy was saying she had no idea what was going on. Then Chrissy was acting like she wasn't seeing Brittany's texts or DMs or public messages. So that looked really bad. It basically, and the nail in the coffin, or what I guess I should have said in the beginning, is it was sponsored by Coffee Brand Coffee, which is Chrissy Mayer's stream was, which is Quartering's coffee company, which is also under scrutiny now too. So my big theory is that the Quartering paid Chrissy Mayer, I'm going to say 10 grand to sponsor her show. He asked her to have Melanie Mack on to address, in quotation marks, the controversy. They both tried to sweep it together. They got bodied by the comment section, super chats. Everybody was roasting the shit out of both of them. And now what's happened is Chrissy Mayer is now toxic as well because she's being seen as being complicit in the cover-up, the sweeping, and the trying to move on of the Quartering basically getting channels deleted at his behest for no good reason other than they were making fun of him and he didn't like it and couldn't cope with it. So now what's happened is Friday Night Tights, which Chrissy said she was going to be on during her show with Melanie Mack, basically made a call to her and was like, you got to fix this. You got to address this on your show. We're not bringing you on to Friday Night Tights to then have our chat be an absolute disaster because you're on it and we won't be able to do our show because the entire chat is going to be asking you to apologize or explain yourself, blah, 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 blah. So apparently tomorrow now, Chrissy Mayer is doing a show with Brittany Venti where they're going to go over this whole thing. Obviously, she's going to snake the shit out of Jeremy. I think she's going to try to still cover for Melanie Mack and try to make it not as bad for her. But now Jeremy is spiraling, and he's basically calling Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, everybody on the Friday Night Tights panels, SJWs, because they're canceling him, and they're canceling Chrissy, and they're canceling Melanie. That's not what's happening. What's happening is Melanie Mack made a decision to stick with the Quartering and back him up, tacitly, if not openly, about his deplatforming efforts and censorship of the Kino Casino. Now, Chrissy Mayer made a decision to try to cover and downplay what's happening with Melanie Mack and to try to excuse her from co-signing the deplatforming that's going on. And that's not flying with the Friday Night Tights guys, who very clearly were not happy with what Chrissy Mayer did. They were not happy with how she handled the Melanie Mack situation. And there's kind of been tension with Melanie Mack and those guys because of Goonergate, which is a whole other drama, stupid thing. Razorfist, her, John Delarose, they were basically like, there needs to be a Christian council deciding what's sexy is or is too sexy in games and fapping is bad and blah blah blah. But then these are the same people that want Lara Croft to be sexy and they don't like SGWs uglifying everybody. It's all very confusing, doesn't make a lot of sense, and is basically like, I don't like using the word grifting, but it's trying to be different than other people to get money from people. You put it that way. They were trying to stand out. I don't know what their point was. It's because it's because Melanie had a bad take about Stellar Blade. That's what she decided to draw the line in the sand and say, no, this is Gooner stuff. This shouldn't be in gaming. But she's also the same person that wants Lara Croft to be sexy, and she dresses sexy, and she posts pictures of herself in the gym. It's just weird. It's a weird it's not congruent with how she lives her life and the way that she's trying to present herself online, in my opinion. Jeremy's the same way. So basically now, what's happening is the Quartering, I think, knew this was going to happen. I think he had an idea that Chrissy was going to get blowback for having Melanie on and acting the way she did, and now he's trying to expand the conflict. He's trying to make it now. So now what he's saying is, well, the FNT guys are actually SJWs. This is cancel culture. They're trying to censor us. They're trying to cancel and shame people who are just friends with other people, which is wrong, and da-da-da-da-da. When really, no. What's happening is people who are false flagging, people who are engaging in censorship, and people who are trying to cover for the people who are engaging in censorship are being held accountable. That's what's happening. And I just think the Quartering downfall is legitimately fascinating to watch. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time. Even like people would probably point out, oh, the Boogie and that happened over years. Like Boogie's cancer thing was bad. But that was after Boogie had already become a lolcow. And Boogie started as a lolcow. Nobody took Boogie seriously. He tried to become a serious person, and it fell apart pretty quickly after 2016. Like 2016 to 2018, he fell apart. And he's become what he is now. Darkside Phil, that's over a series of years. Winds of Redemption, that's over a series of years. iDubbbz, over a series of years. This Quartering stuff has basically happened, I would say, within the last year and a half, and the speed with which it's happening is crazy. And the amount of dirt and information that's out there on him, the amount of content he's put out, and how many people can comb through stuff and find stuff that's objectionable or weird. And you can see how many times he's run the same playbook where he stirs up a bunch of shit, he gets in trouble, my channel's under attack, give me money for XYZ thing that doesn't really happen or doesn't pan out, and yet he's got a ton of money afterwards. He's never ruined by whatever website or service or whatever he's trying to do, fundraiser. It just, nothing really happens other than it seems like he gets money, he buys another Rolex, he builds a RC track, he buys a salt. You know what I mean? It's just like he's just been grifting successfully for like a decade. And he had fans, he had people that liked his stuff, the algorithm favored him, he pumped out a lot of content. And I just think it's all caught up with him. I think he's burned a ton of bridges over the years. I don't think he's very well liked. I know he's not really well respected for his content, which is essentially reading the news. And there's a lot of guys that are like that. Moist Critical is that. Asmongold is that. Hassan Piker is that. Destiny is that. They're just guys who read the news and then give a take. Now, Destiny, you'd be like, okay, well, he does debates, so it's a little bit more than that. But, like, is his content really... No. It's a guy sitting at his computer, turning on a webcam, talking to chat. That's what it is. This is not iShowSpeed or Mr. Beast where they're doing stunts and crazy setups. And it's not original videos. It's not skits. It's nothing writing-wise. It's just riffing. It's just turning on my computer, reading what other people did, produced, watched, and giving commentary on it. And that's what the Quartering does, except his, I'd say, is even lazier because it's 10 minutes long. He chops it up. He cuts shorts with it. The shorts thing is so funny. But it's just... What you're watching is you're watching a content creator basically be evicted from the space where all these other content creators, and it's not like any of them are doing anything totally different. Most of them are doing the same thing. It's just their live streams are better, and their YouTube videos are better edited, more entertaining, funnier, everything. And I just think the Quartering's time is up. He's done as a content creator. And he's got enough money that he can, if he wants, burn it to stick around. He'll probably be able to eke out a living. I just don't think he's going to be able to handle that, because he's been a multi, I don't know, I think it's been about 8 years, maybe 8 to 6 years where he's been a 1 million subscriber channel, and now he's a 2 million subscriber channel. And I think that was what his driving force in life was being a YouTuber, having millions of subs, being a big deal, quote unquote, on the internet. That's what he loved. He's admitted it in some of his videos. He said that's like his drive is to connect with random people, anonymous people on the internet, be this internet presence. It's giving him his sense of purpose, his sense of self-worth, and I think it's all about to go away. And I think he saw it going away because the Kino Casino was absolutely destroying him systematically. They were systematically taking him out. I think what got him, the bull conversation and identifying the bull, I think that hit too close to home. I think his friend was basically telling him, you got to figure this out and shut it down. He got really ham-fisted with it, called his contact, whoever that is, at YouTube, had them do the deed. Not really grew up was all of the tweets and the DMs with Josh Moon and all of that. If he had just done the call, totally offline, never mentioned anything, there'd be speculation, but his deniability would have been a lot more believable. He would have been able to pull it off, I think. He would have been able to get away with it. But the circumstantial evidence is so strong against him that anybody with any sort of objectivity, intelligence, and intuition knows that he did this. And now he's got to reap the whirlwind, because the entire internet, it's easily the cardinal rule, is you just don't false flag. You don't try to take out a channel just because you don't like what they're saying. Now, obviously, some people disagree with that, but for right-wing, even libertarian right-wing creators, this is the big sin. This is the terrible thing that you do, and it's kind of the unforgivable thing. And he's stepped in it. He really did. He screwed this up badly. The interesting thing, why I can't stop looking at it. I can't stop checking it. There's so many videos out on him now. So I mean, the June the King documentary was fantastic. Check that out. The casino roasting him constantly. I love that too. It's the undertow, the vortex he's created though with his sinking, where now he's starting to pull down other creators. So like Melanie Mack is done. I think Hannah Claire Brimelow is done. Chrissy Mayer, I think, is going to be able to come out of this because she's going to snake Jeremy and Melanie. Even Melanie Mack and Hannah Claire, they'll be able to get over this, but they're going to have to disavow Jeremy to do it. They're going to have to disavow the Quartering to be forgiven by the internet. And even then, I'd say Melanie Mack is probably still done regardless. I think people are over her. I think what really has damaged Melanie Mack is her Bible thumping has caught up with her now, because a lot of the things she preaches against and a lot of the things that she says she's unequivocally against, totally, completely, the Quartering does them. And she's not saying anything. She's not taking a stance. She had a brutal line in her Chrissy Mayer interview where she was like, yeah, like, I'm not checking my friends for, how much alcohol have you had to drink, and what do you, but it's like, well, Melanie, like, the Bible verse you read said don't even associate with those people. It's not even not check on them. It was a straight up, if they're a drunk, don't associate with them, don't deal with them. And there's a ton of evidence that Jeremy gets hammered. And she would like to say, oh, well, you know, he's quit drinking and he turned his life over to God. They got a clip of him last week or whatever playing Crimson Desert and hitting Fireball. Like, he's obviously drinking. And, like, his tweets, you can tell he's obviously getting drunk and he's tweeting up a storm and he's deleting them. So that's what's killed her, because now she's got nowhere to go. She was kind of an SJW, left-leaning person. Then whatever happened with her first husband happened. In, like, 2018, she switches sides. And in 2020, Jeremy shouts her out. She joins the Quartercast. And now she's, like, this hardcore Protestant, Christian, fire and brimstone, anti-gay person. But then she's dealing with the Quartering, who is on a ton of live streams and shows lusting after women and being kind of degenerate and a drunk, and it's just a drug, you know, pill popper. So I think she's toast. I just think nobody's going to want to listen to her anymore. And I think the Chrissy Mayer podcast was probably for her eye-opening, in that she's now probably realized that this is following her around too. So it's no longer just like, well, you know, it's the Quartercast podcast and the Jeremy stuff, that if I do anything with him, you know, they're just going to be roasting us.
Security?
But now she
Seems
knows.
like the right thing to do, you know?
No,
Maybe
it's
in my
following you
blood.
too, Melanie.
My grandfather was a cop back on Earth.
Hannah
It's
Claire
not what
Brimlow,
CSEC
same
is.
thing.
Police for the Citadel.
So
I'm still pretty new at it,
you know,
but I like
it's
it so far.
crazy to
Way more
see.
interesting than staying back on Earth.
I
You
don't
gotta meet all
I don't
kinds of
consider
cool
it cancel
aliens,
culture.
like
I
those
know I
Hanar.
can see why you would
Wild.
make that argument.
Plus, CSEC gets a
The
lot
bottom
of
line
respect,
is
too.
they
We
shot
uphold the law.
first,
People, even aliens,
or they
appreciate that.
escalated it to this.
How do you like working here on the Citadel?
This place is amazing.
So I
I've
mean,
been here
it's
almost
just
a
been
year, and I
it's a
still haven't
wild
seen a
ride.
tenth of
It's
it.
not
The
over.
Presidium's just
It's
so
never gonna
beautiful.
be over.
Good place
I
to go
think
and relax.
that's what they're.
But I really
I think
like to
that's
hear
what
down the
Melanie
ward.
was in
There's
denial
always
about. I
something
don't think
going
she
on
is
somewhere.
anymore.
Like
The
that new club
Quartering
that
is
just
still in
opened a few
denial.
months
I
ago.
think he
Walks.
still thinks he's
Wicked
going to be
scene in there,
able
Commander.
to
You should check it out when
ride
you
this
have some
out.
time.
I think he thinks in a couple of weeks people will be on to the next. It's not going to happen. It's just not. And I think that's why he lashed out so hard on Twitter.
What do you know about the spec?
When Friday Night Tights
Just the stuff they
basically
show in the vids.
disavowed him. Gary
They always
pretty
make 'em out
came
to
at
be
him pretty
super
hard.
agents on secret
And
missions
they
to save
kind
the
of
galaxy.
chastised
I know it's not really like that, though.
Chrissy
Some of the
too,
other CSEC
because they
guys
were
don't
just
like
like
them
that
too
was
much.
not
Figure they
acceptable.
shouldn't be able to operate outside
Like
the law.
Chrissy, like you
But
got
if
to
they
be
were so
better.
bad,
Basically,
the
they were
council
like, you got to
wouldn't
be
use them,
better than
right?
that. You can't be taking people's money and then pretending like you have no idea what's going on when you're an internet person.
Do you know a CSEC officer?
And
named
it's
Harkin?
not like this just
I
happened
shouldn't really say
yesterday.
too much. He's been on the
You
force a
know,
lot
this
longer than me.
happened.
But I've heard things,
I mean, a
you
month
know?
ago now,
Drinking on
early
the
April.
job, taking
All
bribes,
this started
that kind of
going
thing.
down.
Rumors mostly, but they suspended him, so some of it must be true.
I have to go.
Right. You're probably real busy. Well, see you around.
I am
Commander.
Officer Lane. So it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy to see. I'm glad what's happening is happening. I think for too long, probably, Jeremy's been able to get away with kind of these shenanigans of talking a lot of shit and getting away with it. And doing shady stuff, I think, in the background. Cutting deals, DMs. Like, his DMs with Josh Moon were so slimy and sleazy, and you're just like, oh, man, like, is this how he always operates? Like, was he always doing this? And I would say the answer is probably yeah. He probably was, like, always creepy and, you know, getting smaller channels taken down. Now there's a lot of past creators who are just like, yeah, you know, I didn't have any issues.
Commander Shepard? Excuse me, Commander Shepard!
Oh yeah, this is.
I'm Emily Wong. I'm an investigative
punch out
journalist working
ME1?
here on the
I don't think
Citadel. Could I have a moment of your time?
What do you need?
I've been hunting for evidence of corruption and organized crime on the Citadel, but there are places I can't go. I was hoping you might share anything you find during your own investigation. I can make it worth your time.
How do you know that my investigation is going to uncover anything you need?
You wouldn't be investigating if it weren't big.
So yeah, that's pretty
If
much
it's
my
big,
piece on it.
It's something I'd like to hear about.
No promises. But if I find anything relating to your case, I'll inform you.
Thank you, Commander. You won't regret it.
It's just crazy, man. It's yeah, that's pretty much it though. Like I'm very excited to see where it goes. I feel bad. You feel bad. Like you can't, on some level you're sympathetic because you're just like, man, like this came out of nowhere. This should not have been something that like these people had to deal with. But the problem is they took the money. Like ultimately,
Is that really? Wow, it's you.
oh, Conrad Werner. Oh boy, this is like such a cringy conversation. We'll get into this in a second. But yeah, there's just they took the money. They took the money to sweep, and they're getting crushed by the internet for it, rightfully so. And I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it. I feel like when you break a cardinal rule like this, it should be career-ending. And I don't think there's a way out for Jeremy. I think he's stuck. I think he's got a terrible combination of ego, lack of impulse control, addiction, stupidity, and hubris. And I think it's all cascading and crushing and mixing together right now. And I don't know if he's going to be able to handle the fallout because it's still happening. And I think it's going to get worse. And like you don't root for, divorces or anything to happen like that, but I just have a bad feeling that he's not going to be able to salvage his marriage. I think his career is done. And then I think he won't be able to even do like internet stuff. I just think he's going to be totally reviled. He might be able to do like the DSP, Matt Jarbo, 1 to 200 people streaming, and maybe he'll get some pity donos. I don't think so, though. He would have a better chance of doing like an Only Use Me Blade and doing fire sales and just getting drunk on stream. No bullshit, I actually think that would be his better financial option. But man, he's gonna... You just have to watch. Like, we all know where it's going. We all know it's not gonna get better. We all know that, like, he must know that it's done. Like, his online career is never going to be the same. He's never going to get anywhere near to what he was. So now the only question is how fast, how steep, and how deep is the fall. And again, like Melanie Mack's got a way out. Hannah Claire's got a way out because ultimately they didn't do the act. They didn't make the call. They didn't get the casino banned. Chrissy Mayer's got an easier way out because all Chrissy Mayer's got to do really is... I'm very curious to see what her Sunday stream is, because her Sunday stream most likely is just going to be her having Brittany Venti on, listening to Brittany Venti present all the evidence, and then basically saying, yeah, okay, I see now. Like, this is way worse than what I thought it was. And I didn't recognize how bad it was. I didn't see all these tweets. I didn't see all this evidence. Melanie didn't tell me about any of this. I don't see, like, that's what for Chrissy. Chrissy's got like a tightrope to walk though too, because again, like, I'll say it. Her, like, if she snakes Melanie Mack, that looks bad too. looks cowardly. It looks like somebody who doesn't really have any convictions, and she's just going where the wind blows. And maybe at first she was like, "Oh, I'll stand up for my friend, and I'll help her get out of this jam." Instead, she made it way worse. Now it's impacting me. Well, fuck her. And now, you know, she's an asshole who deceived me. Like, it's got to be.
You're Commander Shepard, the hero of Eden.
You got to be
Prime.
real
I am
careful.
so honored to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And you are?
My name is Conrad. Conrad Werner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
I spend most of the time trying to stay alive and help the colonists.
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but do you have time for a quick autograph?
Of course.
Anything for a fan. Here.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. My wife is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again.
No problem, Conrad. Creepy. Alright, I gotta kill Fist. This is gonna be a short stream tonight, too, because really all I wanted to talk about... Oh, this is right here. Nice. Oh. Here, my friends, we've got the ultimate team. Wrex and Garrus. I will not switch off of them for the entirety of this game. No. Yeah, here we go. What's everybody on? Wrex. Oh, good. Okay. There we go, boys. Smoked. Oop.
Fire in the hole! Slow. That was this last guy. It's the end of that, bros. What's up, Garrus? Thanks, bro.
Stop right there! Don't come any closer! Warehouse workers. All the real guards must be dead.
That's right.
Stay back or we'll shoot.
You know what? We'll do an intimidation one.
I just killed 50 bodyguards to get in here. What do you think I'll do to you?
Screw Fist. He doesn't pay us enough for this.
That's right. Good, smart choice,
It would have been
boys.
quicker to just kill them.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
Grand philosophy. Take all. Nothing else to take, right?
Why do I have to do everything myself? Time to die, those soldiers. Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Where's the Quarian?
She's not here, I don't know where she is, that's the truth.
He's no use to you now. Let me kill him.
Wait, I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where you can find her. The Quarian isn't here, said she'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Face to face? Impossible. Even I was hired through an agent.
Damn straight, bro.
Nobody meets the Shadow Broker, ever. Even I don't know his true identity. But she didn't know that. I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Give me the location. Now.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
The Shadow Broker paid me to kill him. I don't leave jobs half done.
A lot of people died because of him. He had it coming. Now let's move. We have to save that Quarian.
We gotta save that Quarian. I'll say this too. I always romance Tali.
Good as new.
Yeah. There we go.
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
They'll be here. Where's the evidence?
No way.
Oh.
The deal's off.
Engaging target.
Can't see Wrex. What's happening? I'm overheated. Come on. Anybody?
I knew I couldn't trust him.
Were you hurt in the fight?
I know how to look after myself. Not that I don't appreciate the help. Who are you?
My name's Shepard. I'm looking for evidence to prove Saren's a traitor.
Then I have a
Let's
chance
go.
to repay you for saving my life.
Shooting
But
was not
here.
great there, that's
We
all
need
I
to go
thought.
somewhere safe.
We could take her to the human embassy. Your ambassador will want to see this anyway.
That's that.
You're not making my life easy, Shepard. Firefights in the wards,
Whatever,
an all-out
Udina.
assault on Korra's den. Do you know how many... Who's this? The Quarian? What are you up to, Shepard?
Shut up and I'll tell you.
Making your day, Ambassador. She has information linking Saren to the Geth.
Really? Maybe you better start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali.
Tally's
Tali Zoran
never.
Araya.
We don't see many Quarians here. Why did you leave the flotilla?
I was on my pilgrimage. My rite of passage into adulthood.
Tell us what you found.
During my travels, I began
I'm just
hearing
gonna.
reports of
I know what the
Geth.
pilgrimage is.
Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil.
That's right.
I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit. Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
Is that
How
true?
did you manage to preserve the memory core?
That's right, Tally.
My people created the Geth. If you're quick, careful, and lucky, small caches of data can sometimes be saved.
Well, hell yeah, brother.
Most of the core was wiped clean. But I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Talk nerdy to me. Tally.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
Oh, damn.
That's Saren's voice.
That's serious bags.
This proves he was involved in the attack.
He said Eden Prime brought him one step closer to finding the conduit. Any idea what that means?
The conduit must have something to do with the beacon. Maybe it's some kind of Prothean technology. Like a weapon.
Wait, there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Saren wasn't working alone.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the
yeah,
Reapers.
right.
I don't
Matriarch.
recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
Are they some kind of new alien species?
According to the memory core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life. And they believe Saren knows how to bring the Reapers back.
The Council is just going to love this.
This is a lot to handle. They might just ignore everything we tell them.
Yep.
No matter what they think about the rest of this, those audio files prove Saren's a traitor.
The Captain's right. We need to present this to the Council right away.
What about her? The Quarian?
My name is Tali.
My name is
You
Tally.
saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
I thought you were on your pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage proves we are willing to give of ourselves for the greater good. What does it say about me if I turn my back on this?
Very true, Tally.
Saren is a danger to the entire galaxy. My pilgrimage can wait.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Henderson and I will go ahead to get things ready with the Council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
Meet us in the tower. Well, you already know who it's gonna be. It's gonna be Garrus and Wrex. Alright. That is that. Popped off. Popping off. What do you have for equipment? Take all. got the Banshee. What does Garrus have? Ooh. He's got a Lancer. Go to the Banshee. Wrex. Lancer ones, so that's okay. Scimitar, very nice. Also the Scimitar, Storms, Kessler, Stinger. Yeah, no, this is what I need. Reaper. Ding, 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 ding. Grenades. Alright. I think everybody is where they need to be. Weapons wise. We Omni-Joan. I actually don't remember. Yeah, we'll go talk to ME1. 2 ones don't make it right. Yeah, Samesh. Let's save the game. Yes. Alright guys, I know this was a short stream, but we're calling it. And yeah, thanks for letting me rant about the quartering. I know I still haven't gotten my top 5 open worlds video out. Planning on doing that sooner rather than later, but now I'm not even going to bother putting a date until my home improvements get completed. But once that's done, we're going to be on a much more consistent streaming basis. For right now, I think I am just going to keep playing Mass Effect. It's good. I forgot how good it was. And yeah, so again, thank you guys for joining, for checking out the stream, hitting the like button, the subscribe button, the follow button. Anything you do to help engage with the channel, with myself, checking me out on X, you know, all that fun stuff, all that good jazz. This is a fun hobby, and hopefully it, you know, it continues to grow. I will talk to you later.